smile. It makes me smile, and it also still shows me that there's still a long road I have to go. It's something where, for me, being in music, it's a career. It's not one of those, let me just have a single that does well and then I'm done. It's how can I become the type of artist that is like these iconic artists that you hear of who are around and having their third and fourth and fifth world tour, in terms of they've retired and they've come back, whether it's a Tina Turner or it's Prince or it's Sting or the Police or any of those sorts of things. Or even think of like a James Brown. Those were career artists that just, they did it and they made it their life, and that's where I look at Google and it's great, but I want to make sure it stays that way for years and years and years and years to come.
Well, you're definitely on the right track by making music that, you know, people can actually take something away from that matters.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, just keep doing that. You should be fine.
I really appreciate that. You know, and it's nice when I do hear that people get something out of it, because a lot of times things can leave you feeling gimpy, and I'm glad that mine connects with people in some way.
All right, amazing. So why don't we let my audience hear some of your music? Do you want to introduce your new single?
Oh, sure. You about to play it now?
Yeah, I'll get ready to play. Do you have time to stick around for a little bit?
Oh, yeah, I can stick around for a minute.
All right, so yeah.
Hello, everybody out there in WSJU land. This is Kwanza Jones, and you're about to listen to my new single, Everything Around You, which is about to come on really shortly. So enjoy it. I hope you love it. I do.
We'll be back, y'all. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning into my show, Am I on the Air? I am joined with Kwanza Jones still, and that was her new single, Everything Around You.
Hi.
Yeah. And y'all heard it first on WSJU The Voice. So yeah, you have a nice sound with your music. Yeah.
I get a lot of people who say it's a different sound, and I love that, because my theory is there are enough of everybody else out there. I'll take my own individual sound. And it's funny because I had met with Kwanza Jones, and he said to me, the best thing is to have an identifiable sound that is just yours. And that's where I think it really works really well, is it's becoming my identifiable sound. So I like that. So thank you.
That's true, yeah. People want to know you, that they want to be able to identify you when they hear you, or even if it's just a little clip.
Exactly.
That's
I definitely, though, the look, I have a very, very different sort of look in terms of other artists out there as well, too. Pretty much the hair, I think.
Yeah, you don't want to be like anybody else, though.
Yeah, no, the world has one of everyone else, and I think, the differences are great.
Yeah, you're definitely on the right track to everything.
Well, thank you.
And I actually have a question from one of my listeners. And
okay, what's up?
This comes from Fanina, and she actually wants to know, have you ever been to New York? Wait, that's not the question. Here it is.
I've been
that's
to
a
New
part
York.
of the
yeah,
question.
I actually get to New York all the time. If that's the question, or...
That was another question, but the root question is, has acting ever crossed your mind? And if so, like, what role would you like to play?
Oh, that's a good question. Acting actually has, and what's funny is I was doing more acting before I actually did music, and I'm actually going to be filming a movie in the Cayman Islands in a few months, actually. In a couple months it's coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. Now, as far as different roles, pretty much just about anything. I think as long as there's some creativity involved, it works. And something where I'm feeling I'm pushed and challenged, it really works well. And previously I'd done a lot of different independent films and had done commercials and things of that sort. But I'm always open to doing more. Always. It's just another extension of how I express myself.
I see. That's good to know. And I actually have another question for you.
Sure.
What can we all expect from you in the future? Besides the movies, as far as like your music, or just whatever you want to work on in general.
Big things. Watch out for very, very big things. For supercharged size things. what you can expect as well, too, is a lot of shows coming up, a lot more live shows now. A lot is being prepared to go out and do shows and touring in support of this album, because the album actually will be coming out in the spring, and so now everything's being geared up for that. So definitely when I come through New York, I hope to see all of you there. Come out for the show and show some love and support, and, you know, make sure you say hi.
Yeah, stop by. Yeah, we would love to have you here.
Awesome. And also, let me just say this. People can always find out about what's going on either on my website, which is KwanzaJones.com, or on Twitter. If you do Twitter, it's Twitter, Kwanza Jones. On Facebook, it's Kwanza Jones. I think you get the theme. Pretty much anything out there, it's Kwanza Jones, whether it's MySpace or YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. So you can always check it out, add me as a friend, look me up, try to stay up to date with things that are going on. I'll be there doing postings and all sorts of things with that.
Great. And can people buy your album Supercharged right now?
They can't buy the album just yet, but well, it's funny you asked that. There are a couple things. You can buy the single Everything Around You now. The Supercharged album, for people who are on the mailing list, there is going to be a pre-advance sale of the album, but you only get that if you're on the mailing list. So go to the website and sign up on the mailing list. Other than that, you have to wait until spring. But for those who are early, check it out. And actually, one of the ways it's being delivered, there's really some very cool artwork that's with it, and in this USB format where you can get more photos, lyrics, videos, behind-the-scenes videos. All of that is involved with that. So sign up with the mailing list, and you'll get all the details about how you can get it, and get it first, and get even more. And, you know, you get a lot of value for your money.
Okay, great. Yeah, everybody tune into that. Interact with Kwanza Jones. Yes. And you actually just mentioned Twitter. You want to know something funny?
What?
I was checking my Twitter this morning, and I was looking at my replies, and I saw that you retweeted my tweet.
I did. Well, because I was checking my Twitter a few days ago, and I was searching something. You asked the Google question, what happens when I Google myself? Well, I was doing a search on Twitter for, I can't even remember what it was, that I saw your tweet about the show, and I knew I was going to all these different Grammy red carpet events because I was doing a lot of events this past few weekends, and I knew I had this interview coming up, and I just happened to do a search, and there it was. You were plugging your show, and I said, I got to tell everybody about that. That was perfect. So thank you for plugging it and writing about it, because it was easy for me to retweet it. So
that made
Twitter
my
works.
Yeah, that made my day, my morning. That was cool.
Oh, well, hey, it made mine too, because you're having me here, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I want to thank you for taking the time out to do this interview.
Oh, absolutely. You know, anytime you want me back, let me know. I'll be there. And at some point, even if I'm there, I'll have to bring out my guitar, and I can sing and play something as well, too.
That's right. You're a guitarist.
That's right.
Yeah, that's real amazing.
Yeah,
I have a musical background, so I think that's cool that you know how to play the guitar.
Oh, thank you.
That was one of the instruments I grew up learning, but then I stuck with the woodwinds. But
so you're what? Which one?
I know how to play the flute.
You know what's funny? The flute was my first instrument. Flute was my first instrument, and then violin.
Wow.
Wow, you play the flute.
I played the violin too.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. What else do we have in common?
So we have a lot in common.
Oh, we both tweet. That's it.
I think we covered everything.
I think you're right. I definitely think so.
Well, I just want to thank you again for taking the time out. And everybody, go to KwanzaJones.com. Google her.
Google me. You'll find it. You'll find it. You'll find it. You'll find it. And being here with the real Hypnotic, I love it. I love it. It's been so great being here with you today and with all your listeners on your radio station. So thanks for having me again.
Yes, it's been a pleasure. Just hang on the line, okay?
I sure will.
All right, I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, everybody, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to my show, Am I on the Air today? And that was Kwanza Jones. And unfortunately, I have to get ready to wrap the show in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to get into new music by Trey Songz, Kerry Hilson, and Usher. This is the Invented Sex remix. And I'm going to come back with a little short recap of my funny stories and some serious news. So stay tuned, and this is the Invented Sex remix on WSJU, The Voice.